Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello there.
You want to start again?
I thought you were gonna say.
I thought you were going to
I thought.
You know, well, let's just keep it. Had to run time. Whatever. We are the Extinguished Gentlemen, and we are coming at you. Why did I want to say through the power of the internet? We're not Boogie 2988.
No, we're not him.
We are coming at you through the unlimited power of the network of interwebs. We are here to talk today about a little thing that God hates called anime.
Why does God hate anime?
You know why. We all know why deep down.
Well, with that being said, I'm Cronus, and this right sitting next to me is Jblade.
Yes it is.
So,
Yes, I am.
I know that this is a little bit different than what you're going to see later on our YouTube channel, but one of the main segments we talked about was talking about anime, and here we are talking about anime. So, I think we should start with like what anime we watched first. Like, do you remember your first anime you ever first ever anime?
Oh yeah, you always remember your first. It was Dragon Ball Z. The year was the late 2000s. Well, I was around 12 years old. And man, Dragon Ball Z in the second season started right after the fight with the Saiyans. So I had no idea what was going on at the time. I was like, huh, this is cool. I wonder why this guy got all beat up. And this dude's really beat up. And they're going to a planet called Namek. That's kind of cool. That's interesting. I wonder what's going to happen there.
Well, funny enough, my first anime was actually also DBZ, except unlike Jblade here, I was actually around when it first came out, and I watched it from the Saiyan saga all the way through to the end of the Buu saga. So I actually already knew what was going on, because I remember coming home every weekday from school and then sitting down watching Toonami on Cartoon Network. That's what I remember.
I remember having a conversation with my friend. He had never seen it either, so I would tell him about what happened, even though I didn't know what happened. I would just make stuff up.
So do you remember what you made up?
I have no idea. That was very long ago.
A very different Jblade.
Yes, a very different me indeed. But anyway, so what did you like about Dragon Ball Z back in the beginning?
Back in the beginning, well, I used to think that Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know what kind of feedback we're gonna get on this, but I thought it was really well animated. I was young. I was, as they say, a virgin to the anime scene, or even the manga scene, because I've read some manga too.
Well, that's the thing, I think. You don't know what bad animation is until you see it. Great animation.
Yeah.
Because up until then, it's just animation.
And I remember my dad coming to me and saying, "Well, why you like watching like big guys like beat each other up and be sweating and everything?" And that led to more questions. Yeah.
It's not even about the fight. I mean, that's the thing. That's how they lure you in. It lures you in with the fighting, but it's really about the drama.
And see, like with me,
it's about why they're fighting.
Well, and see, that's the thing that was very interesting for me, because I remember watching the Frieza saga, and I remember there always being another episode. Like the Frieza fight.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Man, it was just like ongoing, and I remember like I would even skip out on my homework to watch just to see if this was the last episode of the fight, and it never was. And then it finally ended, and then it was okay. But then they came out with Dragon Ball GT.
Moving over that. Here's something. We're starting a new channel. Well, we started it a year ago or more, but we're starting to interact and evolve and grow our channel in new and different ways. What are some new anime that you're watching, or some anime that you've watched recently?
Well, I've watched, since I have Funimation Animation, I refuse to watch subtitled anime because reading is annoying to me. I know, you're laughing. I know. Right now I'm actually watching,
I'm laughing, but I don't like subtitles either.
yeah, see, like, but no, I've been watching, Blue Magic School. It's kind of interesting. I also finished how I was reincarnated as a slime, which is great, by the way. Great anime, great story. What about you? I mean, I know we gotta understand we're actually roommates, so we do try and watch anime together most of the time. But
we watch a lot of the same anime.
Yeah,
is what we're saying. But no, the most recent ones that I've watched are, I watched a couple episodes of Bleach. That was nice. I'd never watched it before. Didn't get into it when I was younger, but it's interesting. Another one I watched recently was One Punch Man, which I've never watched because it's never been available in the English dub anywhere that I've seen before.
And now it is on Hulu, by the way.
And Netflix.
I don't think Netflix offers the English version.
On season 1, yeah, they do.
Oh, same way with Hulu then. Season 1. Yeah. Season 2 is still waiting for it. But there's one anime that me and Jblade here really like, and that's Overlord.
Oh yeah, great anime. Great dub too.
I'm so excited about the new season coming out next year. Hopefully. I don't know.
Hopefully.
That's the thing about animes that I've noticed is that the animes that you want to continue
usually don't.
And the animes you don't want to continue
always will.
But no, and I know that we just got done watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, released a few episodes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
We're pretty far into season 1 of that, aren't we?
Yeah. We just haven't really got to watch more. We might have to do that today. I don't know.
We might.
Just see. Yeah. But
that one was incredibly interesting because I feel like that was almost made to be done. Because there's so much in it that is a nod to American culture. REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon.
Dio. So many nods to classic rock in there. I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah, and see one of the other ones that I really liked, that's a bit older too, but I finished watching it for the second time, and that was Trigun. Trigun is really funny to me. It's a good story. However, we should talk about the animes we don't like now. And I mean, I've got a couple. Unless you want to add anything more to it, or
let's see. So, just to kind of sum up that, on the recent animes that we've liked, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. That was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, that was the one I showed you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not usually very impressed with a harem anime, but that one was pretty good.
It's not really even a harem anime either. It's
definitely a harem anime.
Yeah, but there's only 2 girls.
They recharge mana by touching each other.
I mean,
yeah. Moving over that little awkward tidbit. The rest of it was pretty interesting. Your typical, a guy plays an online game and then gets summoned to the real life version of that game, and he's way OP. But I don't know, it was interesting how they did it. And Overlord in that aspect is very interesting.
I think that's one of the things that's why I was actually kind of afraid to show that to you, because he's not like Overlord.
Oh God, not at all. He's more of a casual. He's just a casual who got very good.
Yeah.
No, what's the... I can't remember the character's name, but the main character in Overlord is far more of a...
Gone.
Well, yeah, that's kind of his name. His other name. But anyway, he's far more of a player who started out, kind of bad, but then joined essentially the most powerful guild in the game. Basically, at the end, was the top player of all time.
And then he got stuck in the game. And see, one thing that I find that's a little bit annoying to me is that, and this is not against Jblade here, but y'all need to watch Dot Hack. I know it starts off really boring, but that's where you get animes like Overlord and like even, I can't believe I'm saying this, SOA or SAO.
Sword Art Online. Moving right into animes that we don't like.
I don't like that one. I've never liked that one. Horrible story. Okay animation though, but
Good animation.
but horrible story.
Voice acting, terrible.
Subpar at best.
Well, for everyone except the main characters, it's pretty good, but yeah, subpar.
And then, not to mention Kirito,
The worst anime protagonist ever?
I don't know, there's Goku.
Listen. I prefer to think of Goku as a kind of brain damaged child, like he's portrayed in the Abridged series, but just a little bit less brain damaged. But I still prefer to think of him that way. And throughout Dragon Ball Z, he is actually a pretty good main character. Even when they tried to keep him as a main character forever, I think got that. Because if you want your show to go on longer than a voice actor can play them, or than a voice actor should play them, let's say 30 years, there should be a refresh. There should be a main character change.
I always thought it would be Gohan. To be honest, I always thought it would.
I would have loved for it to go on, but apparently other people didn't. Either the fans or the company or Akira Toriyama himself. I don't know.
Well, see, the other thing is too is that you have characters that are like Goku, but then as they did something. So I find it interesting, especially with Naruto. They decided to go about a whole different way and end up still being worse.
Yeah.
Because you had Naruto, Shippuden, and then you had Boruto, which they tried to introduce Boruto, but
here's a couple things about that. Naruto was a good protagonist. Even if you don't like Naruto the show, Naruto is a pretty good protagonist. When the show gets kind of boring and not very good, in my opinion, is when they get bogged down in 1,000 side quests, which is essentially all of the filler.
See, that's one thing. I mean, I understand why English companies make filler for animes.
Yeah.
But, some of them could have not have been done.
Yeah, they really dragged down. And it sacrifices the entire quality of the show. Because if you have a story that is portrayed in such a way that you can digest it, you can understand it in 3 hours, and you stretch it into 30 hours, that's gonna hurt your overall product. There's no way around it.
One thing that what really astounded me with Boruto was, so back in Naruto, whenever he was a kid, they didn't have any technology to speak of, but then 20 years later they have computers and trains and
jutsu apps on their phones, I guess.
Yeah, I think that they tried too hard to make Boruto popular to the younger generation.
Yeah.
Is the
Well,
main...
here's my issue with it. And I'll draw on Dragon Ball Z for comparison. In Dragon Ball Z, that show starts out with Gohan being a character. And he is a character in it throughout the entire show. And with Naruto and Boruto, Boruto is only introduced 10, 12, 15 years after the events of the entire show. So number one, you don't know who he is. You don't know how... Well, that's one interesting thing. I've heard that Boruto goes back in time to meet his father or some nonsense. But a better way to do that is you have the main character have a son in the show.
The only thing
that character grows up.
The only thing interesting I found about Boruto was just being able to see how, like, we finally had an anime where we saw how characters grew up, they got married, they had different kids, just how they take on life now, because Naruto and Boruto, in the show Boruto, is kind of different. Like, he's very quiet, he's more reserved. You can tell he's a lot more mature, but with that maturity has come with him kind of shutting himself off. And that's one of the reasons why Boruto hates him so much, is because he's never there, but he doesn't understand that his father is the
Hokage.
So he's always busy all the time.
And that's one thing that I would like to see them portray, is kind of that disconnect between the generations. Like, Boruto obviously doesn't understand what his father's life was like and how hard he worked to be the Hokage and why he wanted to be the Hokage, essentially so that people would want him there. Which, yeah, that was always excellently portrayed in Naruto, and I'm not so sure about Boruto. I've never watched it. I don't really have the desire to.
To be honest, they do a very good job at showing that disconnect between the generations, because Boruto, I'll give you examples. So there's an episode where Boruto has a little sister. I can't remember her name for the life of me. But anyway, she's like a cute little muffin character, pretty much. Like, she's like the cute little baby sister.
Yeah.
She had a birthday, and Naruto promised that he would make it to her birthday, and he didn't because he was busy, again being Hokage. And Boruto literally tried to beat up Naruto. Like, he tried to face off against him because he was so upset that Naruto didn't take the time out of his day to come to his own daughter's birthday party. But then you find out later that Naruto, the reason why he didn't make it, he tried, but then some bad stuff went down and he had to go take care of business, and he got back late. So it does show that. It at least shows that.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know how it conveys it. I don't know how it resolves it, which, I don't know, going back in time thing, it might be interesting. It might grow the character of Boruto, but at this point, I don't really...
At this point, Boruto is just an annoying little kid who doesn't understand that adults have jobs and they have responsibilities.
Which I can understand. I can understand how you would want to make that show, but at this point, I don't really care anymore. It's been 17 years. I'm an adult now. I don't have the time to watch a kid grow up.
Not only that, like,
I need to raise my own kids. Jeez.
That's the other thing too with Boruto. That's why I couldn't get into it, is because it was like
it hit a reset button on the entire series.
Well, not only that, like the character himself is Boruto. Of course, I haven't seen the newer episodes, but he's just an annoying little kid, and I deal with enough annoying little kids at my job as it is. So I don't, that doesn't really appeal to me,
Yeah. And Naruto was so relatable as a character, just coming into it. He was an outcast. I mean, he was an orphan, which not a lot of people can relate to, but he was an outcast. He was not the cool kid. He was the one that nobody wanted there, which a lot of anime fans at that time could relate to.
Yeah, because now anime is all popular. That's the thing. I think we were born in the wrong generation.
No, we were born in the right generation. Look what anime they're getting. It's sad.
I mean, well, but here's the thing. Your generation, because our generations are a little bit different.
Well, then we're 5 years apart.
Yeah, but anyway, like, I got Cowboy Bebop. I got Fooly Cooly. I got Trigun. I've got Dot Hack. I've got Big O. You know, I've got anime that because back then anime, yeah, the animation was very good for back then, but the stories were amazing because they had to make up for the lack of animation that we have today. So they made better stories.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. Adult anime, and I'm not talking about, you know what I'm not talking about, but anime made for adults today is so far beyond what it used to be. Because there's so much more of a market for it.
Well, like Elven Light, for example.
Or Ancient Magus Bride. There's just a wealth of things that they've found their footing. You know, there used to be a lot of edgy and over-the-top ones that were just way too out there. But now they're really finding their stride as a storytelling medium for all audiences. You know,
and speaking of adult anime, not talking about the other thing, I want to point something out. I have a friend. Well, we both have a friend. You know who.
I know. Continue.
She watches
yaoi
anime, which is where I guess it shows a love story between two guys. That's great if you watch that. That's your thing. That's not my thing. I'm not into it. But I like harem anime. Not reverse harem, just harem anime, because I find it funny because the guy always never gets any girl, but he has all the girls, and it's funny to me. And to say that what I watch is worse than what yaoi is, I think is deluded.
A little hypocritical. And also, I don't know, at this point, the harem anime is almost entirely parody of itself.
Yeah, like High School DxD.
Yeah. Monster High.
Monster High, that's another one.
Yeah, great. And also, a parody of itself.
Tenchi Muyo, the new one.
Muyo. I've never seen it. But, what was the other one that we watched?
Rosary and a Vampire?
Rosaria plus Vampire. That was very good.
Yeah.
But, no, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. That was a parody of itself. They're great. They're mostly, sexuality is almost exclusively played for laughs.
And, but now with the other animes that we don't like, obviously, I'm not a big fan of Black Butler. I don't like Black Butler. I've never liked Black Butler.
I tried to watch Oran Host Club and did not like it.
Oh, you tried to watch Oran Host Club?
Yeah.
That must have been interesting.
Yeah.
The whole, that's not the anime that actually makes fun of other anime. Because you have the different guys and the different things they do. Like, you have the twins who are, like, in love with each other. And then you have the kid who's, like, really a senior, but he looks like he's a middle schooler. You have the silent but quiet type. You have the genius. And you have the boisterous womanizer. So
yeah, I don't know. I just could not get into it.
I watched it, but I came with that kind of mindset, and it actually made it more funny. Especially whenever they found out that the main protagonist is a female.
Yeah. I don't know. It just didn't grab me. I thought there were funnier anime out there, and didn't have such a kind of I don't know, uncomfortable premise.
Well, speaking of uncomfortable premise, that's my problem with Black Butler. Black Butler is literally like, so Seal is a young boy who is going to eventually get eaten by a demon who's an older man, and that they have a weird, I don't want to call it a love connection, that's not what it is, but it's very dangerously close to that. I hate to say it, but there's actually some sensual stuff going on there that I don't like. And that's the other thing, folks. I mean, some of y'all have maybe never watched anime, but if you do,
Watch out.
be very careful with what you watch. A couple ones that I would suggest staying away from: Boku no Pico. Stay as far away as you can from that one.
I can't remember what the name of it was, but I watched an incredibly disturbing anime once, and that was basically its premise, that it was extremely disturbing. It was not played for laughs in any way, or seen as anything but extremely demented, and it was interesting. I'll give it that. But it was one of those kinds of shows where you can't watch too much before you say, okay, this actually kind of hurts me on the inside a little bit.
Well, with Boku no Pico, you'll know in about 10 minutes. It's really bad, and stay as far away as you can from it.
Yeah, no good. But back to Sword Art Online. Speaking of uncomfortability and, sexual things being pretty disgusting. Season 2. Yeah, I'll just say that.
They were fairies. That's all I know. I've never watched season 2. I watched season 1 and I was like, I'm not really into this, but then...
Well, they took the strong, independent female and they made her a love slave for an evil dude. And that was an interesting choice. Yeah, but Kirito saved the day, as always. Don't worry.
Now, my thing is that now there's some anime that's drawn horribly, but is actually really funny. One of them is Shinchan.
Shinchan. My god. 90s anime, people. If you've never seen it, watch some.
No, you're gonna be a little bit disturbed, but at the same time, you're gonna laugh your butt off.
Yeah.
It's
very, very different. but it's a whole treasure trove gold mine of just weird, quirky hilarity.
Like, they have a little boy in there who, his name is, got his name, but anyway, he stands for he's a Republican. And you see them and what he says, and it's very funny. And then you have Shinchan, who alone is probably the weirdest protagonist in any anime I've ever seen.
Just the entire premise of using like a kindergarten class of kids to depict these just hilariously stupid
adult themes,
yeah. To depict adult themes in hilariously stupid kindergarten-like ways.
like the teacher is actually a dominatrix.
Yeah.
And the other one can't find love.
No, the best thing about Shinchan, in my opinion, is the dad and son. That is. I wish that my dad had been like that. I mean, jeez. That was just partners in crime is the words that come to mind.
To be a man, you must have honor, and it don't finish that.
Right.
We're not. You just need to watch it.
Yeah.
And then he turns around at the end, like whenever you get.
Oh man, it's great. But no, I don't know. We'll have to watch some more anime. We'll have to discuss some more in detail. Let us know what ones that you want us to talk about. Tell us which ones that you like, which ones you've seen, and which ones you'd like us to really delve into.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to delve into them and watch them.
Or if they're really bad, tell them we might watch those. We might give it a hard pass, but we might watch them because we're no
sticklers for anime. Because no one can actually watch every single anime.
Except for Jellyman.
Oh yeah,
he's done it all.
Jellyman, that's right.
It's insane. I don't know how he finds the time.
Hopefully he'll stop by sometime. That's my plan.
Sometime.
Yeah.
He'll grace us with his anime protagonist presence. He actually could be an anime protagonist.
He could.
He really could.
I would like seeing that.
Yeah, that would be a great anime.
But no, anyway, guys, I said just tell us what you want to watch. We'll be happy to watch it. Actually, today we might watch some JoJo today or something.
Tell us what you'd like us to talk to in depth, get our opinions on. And comment your own opinions. And like, subscribe, share the channel if you would. That would help us out a lot.
Really appreciate it, because we really are just getting started. However, we will be having a video posted Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And Friday if we can swing.
And if we could swing it Friday. Do you understand, guys? I know that, who knows, we might actually have a very popular YouTuber eventually view our channel. It's kind of hard because the thing is, I'm kind of newish at video editing, as is Jblade.
Yeah. And we both work full-time jobs, so.
But who knows? Maybe one day this might become our full-time job.
Maybe.
I hope. That's kind of our dream.
A little bit, among other things.
Yep.
There's the whole side business venture we're getting off the ground, but.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, again, we're Extinguished Gentlemen. I'm Cronus.
And I'm Jblade.
And again, just subscribe, like, or comment, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Bye.
Bye.